I'm talking to Liat Feinberg, and she's from Cogme. And it's smart software which takes all kinds of sensor information and biological information to predict if people have a cognitive fall. What do you mean by cognitive fall?
Basically what we do is we want to prevent and early detection of cognitive and physiological decline. That's a very wide thing, which is why we're starting with a very specific thing called delirium. Delirium. And delirium is something like acute dementia. It's something that has a physiological background, but it comes around as people, if you've been to hospitals, people very confused and very unsettled, or the ones that lie down in beds like zombies, that's delirium. And it's caused by many, many reasons. It can be change of medication, it can be dehydration, all kinds of physiological things. It can be environmental things like lack of sleep, lack of day, night, out of your orientation, and it could be from some cognitive side. The problem is that if you don't catch it on time, it develops and there's a cascade of events that can lead up to death, falls, dementia, other complications, and a lot of patients that get into a third of patients that come over the age of 65 into hospitals deal with this delirium.
Wait. 1/3 of the people who go to a hospital older than 65
will
have
delirium.
Delirium. They go in a confusion mode.
It's underdiagnosed. Most of the time, that's why it's also undertreated, and a lot of the complications that sometimes happen are because this was not treated first.
Yeah, but if it happens in the hospital, it can also happen at home, or it can happen at visit and that. And so, and what does your software do? How does it find out if this is going to happen?
So what we do is we monitor the patients. At the moment, we're doing it in hospitals, but afterwards the plan is to do it also in nursing homes and in the home as well. But we're starting in hospitals. So we monitor patients from the minute they get to the hospital to make sure what's happening to their physiological parameters, cognitive parameters. We have it with our software and devices. And our algorithm knows to pick up signs of change. We compare each person to his baseline and see changes in many parameters, all kinds.
What data do you take in? I mean, you take my Apple Watch or something?
I'll take your Apple Watch, I'll take your heart rate, your blood pressure, HRV, stuff like that. We take sleep, movement, mobility. We take medication. We take a lot of information from the EMR, like what's your medical history, what's your medication. That way, for instance, let's say they gave you a medication that's not good for you, and that's why your body got into some kind of unbalance. We can then tell the patients, listen, the caregiver, something is happening with patient X because of Y, because you changed the medicine, because he's dehydrating, because he didn't sleep, because he stopped moving. So we pointed out the problem with delirium that there's so many causes that it's almost impossible to know. Sometimes knowing the cause is the way for the solution.
Okay, and so, and the way, how do you communicate that? Do you communicate that to the health care provider or to the patient, or?
Okay, it's not to the patient, it's the healthcare provider. So we basically send alerts and recommendation to the system of the hospital in their Epic or whatever it is, and they get alarmed. They can see that something has happened with this specific reason. So the trick is that we're doing it in a ratio that's good and takes load off the nursing and
not too many false positives, but also not too many false negative. Okay, where is your company now? In what phase?
At the moment, we're in the incubator phase. We're here a year and a half. We still have 6 months to go. We raised our first money here, and now we're going through our second round. We're doing our first trial. From starting 2 trials we did, a retrospective and prospective, and we're starting trials in the US and looking for partners also in Europe.
Okay, who's in the company? And let's start with your background. What's your background?
Okay, so my background, I come from a very diverse background actually, many disciplines. I have a lot of startup and telecom and high-tech experience from companies from seed to exit. Education-wise, I come from a psychological background. That's where the cognitive part is from, and afterwards business. I lived all around the world and been there, done it.
And then you also have somebody from the healthcare who's done a couple of startups.
And my partner, who is actually the original idea, came with this original idea, is actually a serial entrepreneur, technologist in medical devices, done already 2 exits in this space, and the CTO of a few of the big medical investment firms here.
How many people in the company?
I would say there are a few. We're about 4. 2 full, 3 part.
Yeah. And when do you think your product will be available commercially? I mean, you have to go through RegTech, you have to go through pilots, you have to go through all kinds of things. How long does it take to make a product like this come to the market?
Okay, so there's different phases to this product, but we think that with our initial next investment that we're going to put now, we're going to do our next trials in the States. And after that big trial, we're thinking about a year and a half from that, we can have a first limited release product that will not require specific FDA approval, that will give most of the portions of this device.
How much money has been invested so far?
Just from the incubation, it's about 800K, that's all.
And what's your next round?
About 2.5, 3.
2.5, 3. Good luck.
Thank you, we'll need it.